Hey guys, so I had a little request from a friend of mine, because she knows I bought My Little Pony palette, and she wanted me to do a eye look with it so she can kind of see it. So I'm going to actually do that. The only thing I have done on my face, I'm actually going to do a full face with it, but the only thing I have already done, just to kind of, because you know I don't edit, is my foundation, and I've done eyebrows real quick. But I'm going to actually do everything and kind of give me this My Little Pony sparkly, bright look. So we're going to see what happens. I have kind of a vague idea. She told me what color she wanted me to use. So I kind of have a vague idea of what I'm going to do, but we're going to see how it all works out. So since I have done my foundation and my primer and all that crap, I've already done all of that. I'm going to go ahead and just prime my eyes real quick. I am going to be using a few different shades from the palette, and we're going to kind of see how everything works out. So I'm using my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I use the original. It's just the one that I like. It's the one I've always used. I like it. I don't really care about all the shimmery and the colors and the da-da-da-da-da. I don't really care about any of that. So I'm going to turn that light just a little bit so it's not glaring. I am blind as a bat, so if you see me squinting, don't be surprised. Okay, so first thing I'm going to start out with, now that I've done that, I'm actually going to set my primer with Luna Cosmetics eyeshadow. It's in Jace or something like that. It's just kind of a neutrally tone, almost, you know, just a little bit, kind of a pinkish nude shade. I'm just going to set it real quick with a brush. I'm actually using my Moda Pro that I got in my BoxyCharm last month. So I'm just going to kind of set it all over with that on both eyes. Sorry, I'm in the camera here. And that'll help with blending everything out. I am keeping that nearby just so that I can blend out anything I need to do, and this brush is going to be specifically for that. So I'm going to set that there. After that, we're going to just go ahead and jump into what I'm doing. So I'm going to actually take a different blending brush. I think I'll use this Elizabeth Mott blending brush that I got. I have tons of blending brushes that I get in between Ipsy and BoxyCharm, so I kind of just use them all. And the first shade I'm going to use is this bright pink. It is Pinkie Pie. She picked the colors, so we're going to play with it. But I'm using Pinkie Pie first, and that is going to go in my crease and I'm slightly above because I do have such hooded eyes. And it's going to get slightly above. And I start out with a little bit and I kind of just build up because I do want these very bright and fun. And I'm not too worried about it getting on my lid or anything right now because I'm going to be concealing that out. So, Pinkie Pie blended all over. This is going to be a very bright, interesting look for me. Same thing on this side. And I am going kind of out a little bit towards my brow over here too. And I'm blending that way to the side a little bit. A little more over here. And I'm going quite high up towards my brow with the pink, just to kind of do that. So now that I have put that in, I'm actually going to take that original brush that still has a little bit of product on it and just kind of blend out in here just a little bit. Just soften that edge just a smidge. Okay, so that one there, that one there. So the next color she wanted me to use is this purple. It's called Magic. I have found that that purple, it does get kind of patchy if you're not careful. I'm actually going to use my Royal & Langnickel angled sheeter brush. It's just a good dense brush to kind of pack it in, but I'm going to pack it only like in my crease here and then just kind of smudge it that way, just a smidge. And it's not going to be as high up as Pinkie Pie is, but and again I am moving it slightly outwards. So you can still see there is pink up top, and I'm going to blend that a little bit more in just a second, but on the side too. This one is more in my crease and pinky, and it's a little bit above, but not nearly as much as the pink. Okay, so going back with my Pinkie Pie brush and adding just a little bit to the brush and kind of blending in up here, just to kind of give it a little bit more pink above. Blend that purple edge. So that's where we're at right now. It looks a little crazy. And I'm using Pinkie Pie right now and just kind of blending everything together. One in my, there we go. Okay, so now that I have Pinkie Pie and Magic in, I'm actually going to use my Master Conceal to kind of do a cut crease, but it's going to be kind of a interesting cut crease. It's not going to be 100% fully cut crease. It is, I need to shake this up a little bit. It's kind of separated a little because I don't use it very often. There we go. To use this brush. This brush. So I'm going to use, this is just like an unnamed brand, kind of an angled brush. And a little bit of my concealer. And what I'm going to do is inner corner to about mid-eye, it's going to be like my full lid, and then over here it's going to kind of just be like a wing. See, nuts to about right here, concealed, and then I winged it outwards. And I'm gonna just kind of concealer right there. So it kind of, and then back out. And the reason for that is because of the way that I'm going to do the other two colors. Sorry if my mirror keeps getting in your way, but it's not exciting right now. And this again does not have to be perfect, so that's where we're at the moment. Okay, so after that kind of does its thing. Alright, so I'm going to now basically do the same thing, wiping off that brush a little bit, but I'm going to use my glitter glue, my Too Faced glitter glue, and my other half keeps looking in here because he's crazy, and I'm about to throw something at him because that's what happens in this house. Would you go away? He's crazy. But I'm going to just use a little bit of my glitter glue, and I see you. This one over there in the corner. I'm gonna lock him out. A little bit of glitter glue, and I'm going to go over the concealer that I just laid down into the wing too. Because I am using some shimmers, and because I do have a hooded eye, it'll help with everything to stick. Okay, so that's where we are right now. Okay, so again, just for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to go in with a smidge of Pinkie Pie on here. This stuff is super, super pigmented, and I love it. But Pinkie Pie back up here, kind of towards that, just to kind of wing it again more towards my thing in there. Okay. So now you have Magic, you have Pinkie Pie. In here. Let's put a little bit more Magic in this eye. Okay, that's where we're at. So, now that I have the glitter glue down, we get to start working with some shimmer and packing in some color onto that lid. So, I am going to actually start with my Vasante. It's their eyeshadow number 2 brush. It's just kind of a flat, kind of stiff, pointy, tapered brush by Vasante Cosmetics. And I'm going to use this for the inner half of my eye. I'm actually going to use Twilight Sparkle, which is a shimmery pink right here on that lid, on that part of the lid. So I have to be careful with this brush. It does pick up a ton of product, and it kind of can make things kick up, and it's like that with every palette just because of how this brush is. But I'm going to pack that on to my inner corner and to just over halfway on my lid. Look at that brightness. And then I'm just going to kind of blend it in. Okay. So now we have that color in. And because I'm so weird about blending, I always kind of do layers upon layers of things. So I'm going back in with a little bit of magic and kind of blending out that edge just a smidge, just because I'm so weird about it. And that's just on that inner part, because I haven't even touched that outer yet. So that's where we are. And that eye, and this other eye. Okay. So now we're at that. So the last color she requested me to use is actually Rainbow Dash. It's this bright blue right here. It is a shimmer, so that's where I got that wing part for. I'm actually going to use the smudge part of my Roller Lancome Crease and Shader dual-ended brush. I'm going to get a little bit of that product on there, and I'm going to kind of first start in that wing and pack it on right there, down, kind of like that. And it's going to kind of connect into the purple and pink right there. And then kind of pack it in onto my lid right here, going into that Twilight Sparkle shade that I already have. So, and I am actually mixing it in with Twilight Sparkle just a smidge, so kind of crossing over. So that, I don't know what he's getting into, but he's playing with toys now apparently. And no, he's not my child. He's my other half. It's kind of scary. So I'm, again, packing it in on the lid, going into where I had the pink Twilight Sparkle. This man over here, I swear. Okay, so that's where we are now. I am actually going to pull the blue underneath my eye now, the Rainbow Dash, and I'm going to put it on my lash line. Just a little bit of it on like the outer third. And that connects all the way up to where I did the little wing bit. So that's where we are now. I'm actually going to now take a brush. I'm going to take this kind of one, and I'm going to put Twilight Sparkle the rest of the way under my eye. And into there. You'll be able to see this a lot better whenever I put the picture as the thing. So that's where I'm at now with all four colors. I do not wear false lashes, but I am going to put on some of my e.l.f. cream liner. I use this little stiff, tiny brush, and the way that I do it, just to kind of, I'm only going to put it on part of my eye, but I dip it in and then use the lid to kind of get it. I'm only doing it on right here. Just to kind of make it a little darker right in that corner and pull it out just its tiniest little bit, because it's just how I don't wear eyeliner very often. So that's just the tiniest little bit of eyeliner on that very outer corner of my eye. And then mascara, and then we're done with the eyes, and I'll go to the cheeks and lips and tell you what I'm doing there. For this really fun look. So I am using IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, which is at the moment the one that I'm using. I never buy full-size mascaras because I don't see the point whenever I can get them these little bitty ones for very, very inexpensive, and I never have to worry about it. And I get them in my Boxies and my Ipsies and all that shit all the time, so I have not actually had to buy mascara in forever. So it's hard to see in this camera, but you can kind of see the difference in my lashes just from that. Definitely recommend this mascara. going to separate my lashes a little bit more because I went. You can hear me digging through all my stuff, I'm sure. This little bit spoolie. Separate this side out a little bit. He's walking around again. He's something else. Okay, so I have done all of that. This video is getting very long, and I don't mean it to be. I'm sorry. So next thing I'm going to do is actually conceal under my eyes real quickly. I am going to use my Urban Decay. This is the two concealers I always use under my eyes. My Naked Skin color corrector for my under eye circles, and then the Naked Skin in my actual shade to go over that. And for this one in particular, I just kind of pat it in the color corrector. I pat it in just real quick. And then for the actual concealer, I'm still using my Pure. And just do like that. And I always do it here and then down like that, and almost like a little triangle. But I go onto my cheeks and I do some straight down my nose. This is, it just makes my foundation last longer on my nose. So blending that on my nose first, and then I do that on my tip of my nose right here, and then this one actually goes up into my nose. But I go outwards and then inwards, and that'll clean up any thickness from here as well. Okay. And then for setting my under eyes, e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder is the cheapest, and it's so awesome. It works fantastically for me. I just use a little fluffy kind of, it's not really fluffy, it's the e.l.f. blush brush. I'm using that to set it. And I just put a little bit of the powder on there. Just kind of set that. I do one on my nose too. That is the only place I set my foundation or concealers, is under my eyes, because that way I don't get any creasing throughout the day. That's why I like the e.l.f. It's very cheap and it works really, really well. Cheeks. So I'm kind of going for a little bit of a brighter, shiny thing, so I'm going to be actually doing 3 steps to this. The first step I'm going to use is the NYX Whipped. It is a lip and cheek color in Plush, and I'm going to apply that just here, and then blend it out with my Beauty Blender. So it is literally just going here and here, just on the apples of my cheeks. And it looks kind of funky right now. I promise it will not look like that in a second. My cat is meowing. So I'm going to just kind of blend it up towards my eye, my temple, whatever you want to call it. And that just gives kind of a little flush to my face. I like this one. I use this now pretty regularly. Okay, so that's that. Next, I'm going to use my Fiona Styles blush in Pomander Walk. This pink is amazing. that. It is, if you can find it right now, it's super cheap, but I know they're not really selling it at Ulta anymore. Might still be able to find it online or in the store a little bit. But I'm using my pointed blush brush by Moda, Rolling Methyl Moda, and this blush is very, very buildable. Look at that. And I'm going to kind of just, because remember, I'm putting it all over here. Pink, pink, pink. And again, I'm going to go to this side. And now we have pink cheeks. And for highlighter, I'm actually going to use this big, thick, fluffy fan brush. And I am going to use, I think because I have purple and blue and all that in my eyes, I think I'm going to mix from my Aurora palette, which is amazing. I'm going to mix Orion and Spectra, so it's that purple and that blue right there, the purple and the blue. I'm going to mix those and put that on my cheeks. Just a little bit on there. The stuff that has great payoff. And just kinda try to see in this camera, but I will have a picture of this whole look as my little main picture, so you'll be able to see that. And I don't do the little nose thing, I don't do it on my lips, I just do, just how I am. I'm simple. This looks a little out of the box for me. It's all for you, Kate. It's all for you. Alright, and for lipstick, I'm using my Too Faced Melted Matte in It's Happening. It is a fantastically bright pink. Figured it fit the part of My Little Pony. So there's my pink. Okay, so that is the completed look for this whole thing. Let me see if I can get a little bit of better lighting so you can kind of see what's going on here. That is so much brightness and so much fun. It actually is a really fun palette to play with if you like super bright colors and glitters. That is the look that I came up with for Kate, and I hope she likes it. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you soon.